Here's the top stories for September 3rd. President Marcos urges governors to expose irregularities and push for zero balance billing. Former DPWH Secretary Bonoan tells the House that rock netting for flood and slope protection began during the Duterte administration. All 12 Discaya-linked luxury cars are now in the custody of the Bureau of Customs. A low-pressure area has developed into Tropical Depression Kiko. Eala cruises to the second round in the Guadalajara Open. President Marcos has called on provincial governors to actively expose irregularities in government projects, while also adopting programs that will ease the financial burden on Filipino families. Marcos said this following his disclosure of anomalous and ghost flood control projects under the Department of Public Works and Highways, which are now subject to investigation. In his speech during the oath-taking of the newly elected officers of the League of Provinces of the Philippines in Malacañang on Wednesday, September 3, the president stressed that governors must serve with integrity as frontliners of public service. President Marcos told the governors to serve as conscience and confront critical challenges to build a better future for all Filipinos. At the same event, President Marcos urged local governments to implement zero balance billing in their hospitals, replicating a Department of Health program that has been rolled out in 78 facilities nationwide. The practice of rock netting for flood and slope protection, which President Marcos apparently dislikes, started during the administration of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Members of the House Infrastructure Committee, which is holding an inquiry on the flood control project's controversy, learned this from former Department of Public Works and Highways Secretary Manuel Bonoan on Tuesday, September 2. During Tuesday's joint panel hearing, Deputy Speaker Iloilo 1st District Representative Jeanette Guerin called Bonoan's attention to video footages of President Marcos's recent inspection of a flood and slope protection structure in Benguet, which has apparently failed. Guerin said the president was visibly angry when he found out that rock netting, which he has ordered stopped, was still being used for flood control and slope protection projects. The Bureau of Customs reported it has successfully accounted for all 12 luxury vehicles linked to the Discaya family, following a court-ordered search operation at the headquarters of St. Gerard Construction General Contractor and Development Corporation in Pasig City. In a statement late Tuesday, September 2nd, Customs Commissioner Ariel F. Nepomuceno said that all 12 vehicles, initially not fully accounted for, have now been located and secured. The operation, which was conducted earlier in the day by the BOC's intelligence and enforcement units, initially located only 2 of the 12 luxury vehicles covered by a search warrant issued by the Regional Trial Court of Manila, Branch 18. By evening, the BOC confirmed that 7 of the remaining vehicles had been surrendered and were secured at the St. Gerard Construction General Contractor and Development Corporation compound in Pasig City. All 12 vehicles have been formally sealed by Customs and are under round-the-clock guard by BOC and Philippine Coast Guard personnel. A low-pressure area east of extreme northern Luzon has developed into a tropical depression and was given the local name Kiko. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration said on Wednesday, September 3rd. Kiko is the 11th tropical cyclone to form within the Philippine Area of Responsibility this year, and the first for the month of September. As of 10 a.m., the center of the tropical depression was located 1,170 kilometers east-northeast of extreme northern Luzon. It has maximum sustained winds of 55 kilometers per hour near the center and gusts of up to 70 kilometers per hour. Pagasa said Kiko is not expected to directly affect any part of the country due to its distance from land. It may move generally northward or north-northwestward over the next 24 hours toward southern Japan and is expected to exit the PAR later today. Eala hardly broke a sweat in dismantling Ariane Hartono, 6'2", 6'2", to advance to the second round of the Guadalajara 125 Open in Mexico on Wednesday, September 3rd. The second-seeded Filipina overcame 6 double faults in the 1-hour match and broke her Dutch rival's serve 6 times to bolster her title bid in this Women's Tennis Association tournament. The triumph set up her next meeting with American Varvara Lepchenko, who clobbered Australian Madison Inglis 6-4, 6-1. The win was Eala's fourth in all her matchups with Hartono, reaffirming her mastery over her older but lower-ranked opponent. They first clashed in 2023 in Roehampton, Great Britain, with Eala prevailing in 3 sets. They battled twice this year. First at the Canberra 125 in Australia, then in the Bengaluru tournament in India, both in straight sets. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.